Okay, let's look at this activity together. Number 1, we're going to decide if these sentences are simple or compound. It was pouring rain. Getting a cab was impossible. Here we have a great little clue with this semicolon, that this is most likely a compound sentence. When we look on the left side of the semicolon, we have a subject and we have a verb, complete thought. On the right hand of the semicolon, we have a subject and a verb, complete thought. So this is a compound sentence because it has 2 independent clauses. Number 2, Miguel patched and cleaned the sails of the boat. This one you might think is a compound sentence, but it's actually going to be a simple sentence because we only have one subject and it shares as a compound verb here, but it's just one clause. So this is one independent clause, so it is a simple sentence. Number 3, the magazine was both timely and readable. Here we have another simple sentence because we have one independent clause. We have a subject and one verb, so we have one clause. Number 4, Ted read the instructions and then he built the model. Here we have a comma with a conjunction, a comma with a fanboy. That's going to be a big clue that we have 2 clauses that are being joined together to make a compound sentence. Ted read the instructions is one independent clause with a subject and a verb. Then he built the model is another independent clause with a subject and a verb. So we have a compound sentence because it's made up of 2 independent clauses. Number 5. At first, the television stations were on the air only a few hours a day, but now many broadcast 24 hours a day. Here we have another comma and a fanboy. So we're going to look on either side of that to make sure we have an independent clause before we decide what kind of sentence it is. Television stations is our subject. Were is a verb. At first, television stations were on air for a few hours a day is one independent clause. Now many broadcast 24 hours a day. Many is our subject. Broadcast is our verb, so we have another independent clause here. 2 independent clauses make up a compound sentence. Number 6. Computers and printers are standard equipment in most classrooms. Here we have our subject, computers and printers. It's a compound subject, but it's still just one subject. Are is our verb, so we have one subject, one verb, so we have one clause. So this is a simple sentence. Number 7. Leo took the flag down and Rosaria folded it. We have a comma with a fanboy. Another big clue that we probably have 2 clauses. Let's look on the left. Leo took the flag down. We have a subject, we have a verb, we have a complete thought, so that's one independent clause. Rosaria folded it. We have a subject, we have a verb, so that's another independent clause. 2 independent clauses make up a compound sentence. Number 8. The train came in early, but I was already at the station. Here, I have a comma and a fanboy. Let's look to make sure we have a clause on either side. The train came in early. I have a subject, I have a verb, I have a complete thought, so that's one independent clause. I was already at the station. I is the subject, was is the verb, so I have another independent clause. 2 independent clauses make up a compound sentence. Number 9. The wind started blowing in the morning and kept on until late in the day. Here, my subject is wind. What did the wind do? It started and it kept. I have a compound verb, but they both share the same subject. So this is just one clause with one subject and then a compound verb, so it makes a simple sentence. It's just one independent clause. Number 10. The storm forced wastewater into the lake, so swimming is prohibited today. I have a comma and a fanboy that I should see right off the bat. That's a clue to make sure that this is probably a compound sentence. Let's check. The storm forced wastewater into the lake is the first clause. Storm is my subject. Forced is my verb. That's one independent clause. Swimming is prohibited today. Swimming is my subject. Is my verb. So I have another independent clause. So if I have 2 independent clauses joined by a comma and a conjunction, then I have a compound sentence.